Good morning and welcome to the Bad Apple Report. 7:30 a.m. right here at home on the range. Okay, guys, this white Georgia guard is being sued after a video shows him choking restrained black inmate with leg chains. And his quote, his famous quote, is "Gonna put you back in the cotton field." That's what that white Georgia guard told the restrained black inmate as he was choking him. Here we go. A black man in Georgia has filed a federal civil action against a former jail guard who was shown on surveillance footage choking the inmate briefly with leg chains while the man was strapped to a restraining chair with 3 fellow officers standing by. Okay, dadgummit, in trouble now, buddy. In the lawsuit filed April 16th in federal court in Brunswick, Georgia, 37-year-old Tremar Harris names Appling County jail guard William Rentz as the sole defendant. Okay, Rentz, claiming the 60-year-old corrections officers put a chain around his throat, whoa, and made a racist remark saying, "Gonna put you back in the cotton field with the other boys." Oh, Rentz, dummy. Harris is seeking compensatory, and punitive damages, among other things, and his attorneys have asked for a jury trial, claiming Rentz violated Harris's civil rights. Oh, okay. There it is. There's a picture of the video screenshot. He's got a chain around his neck, and the guard's yelling at him, telling him he's going back to the cotton fields. The disturbing episode occurred while Harris was jailed in January 2022, according to the lawsuit obtained by Atlanta Black Star. Okay, video of the violent encounter has been released by Harris attorneys, but also contains no audio. The footage shows Rentz and 3 other jail staffers, identified as officers Dayton, Brannon, Cannon, McLeod, and Ansley Fennell, walk into the frame after Harris was wheeled into a small holding cell. Okay. There, Harris was left alone with his arms and legs strapped to a reinforced wheelchair as he was made to sit with his face to the wall for several hours. They put him in timeout, guys. During this time, Harris managed to wriggle one arm free from a wrist restraint, but he couldn't move otherwise, as his other limbs remained fastened tightly. When 2 of the officers came back in the cell, they confronted Harris about the arm restraint being off. Uh-oh, you're in trouble now, buddy. The 2 officers left the holding cell again, but came back moments later with Rentz. Oh, we brought Rentz back, you guys, who now had 2 sets of leg shackles fashioned with a short length of chain in the middle. Uh-oh. The video showed Rentz hang one of the chains on the handlebars of Harris's chair. Rentz used the other chain to cuff Harris's free arm to the chair again. From there, the video shows Brannon, McLeod, and Fennell standing quietly aside in observer roles as Rentz checked all of Harris's restraints to ensure that he was fully mobilized. During the shakedown, Harris appears to say something to Rentz several times, but it's not clear what he said as the surveillance footage is silent. Uh-oh. I don't know. Otherwise, Harris appears to be cooperative, mostly hanging his head low and never making any aggressive moves toward the officers, even as Rentz leans down in front of him to tighten his straps more. Satisfied, Rentz walks back around the rear of the chair again, where he grabs the other set of leg chains and swings them around Harris's neck. Rentz then reels back on the chain, strangling the man for about 4 seconds as Harris's tongue hangs from his mouth, the video shows. Well, Rentz, you're in big trouble now. The shocking moment, while brief, prompted no physical or emotional reaction from the other guards in the room, who did nothing to intervene as Rentz choked the defenseless man. I'm sure they'd seen it many times. An investigation by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation a month after the incident noted that Rentz put the chain around Harris's neck and pulled it towards Harris's throat in a manner which was likely to cause severe injury or death. Well, Rentz, that's a violation of that man's civil rights, and it's going to cost you, buddy, I do believe. As a result, Rentz was fired from his job for violating jail policies. Worse, he was arrested in March 2023 on several charges, including aggravated assault, violation of oath, and battery. However, the local DA later decided to drop the charges, prompting Harris to file the civil lawsuit. Typical DA. These district attorneys, we're going to do a story on a DA next. This next story is about a DA. These 3 officers had a legal and moral duty to protect Tremar Harris, but they did nothing, said nothing, said National Civil Rights Attorney Harry M. Daniels, who was representing Harris, in a statement. Instead of doing their job, stopping this unlawful, hateful, and sadistic act, they chose to stand there and watch as their fellow officer tortured this human being. And we all know why, right? Right? Everybody on the Bad Apple reports knows why. Because they're cops. They're dirty and they do this. That's what they do. They get paid to do this. Officers aren't allowed to watch a violent crime happen even if the criminal's wearing a badge. They do it all the time. So far, no video has emerged of other circumstances that may have preceded the extraordinary use of force by Rentz that was filmed. I bet it's out there. Rentz is 60 years old. The lawsuit claims that before the choking incident, Rentz and the other officers entered Harris's cell and repeatedly shocked him with a shock shield device. Oh, that's nice. That'll get him in a good mood. This was notable as Harris appeared to be incapacitated when he was initially placed in the holding cell, where he was left sitting for several hours. Oh, they were only torturing him, and then they noticed that he woke up and an arm got free, so they threatened him. Court records show that at the time of the choking incident, Harris was a pretrial detainee who was placed in solitary confinement. Restraint chairs are typically used in correctional facilities when an inmate is deemed to be a threat to themselves or others, or when they are experiencing a mental health episode or being disruptive and cannot safely restrained by other means. Rentz has denied the allegations. Oh, Rentz. We need a picture of Rentz. We'll find one. All right. Okay, you guys, let's move on.
Newly released body cam footage, Monroe County DA Sandra Dorley tells a Webster police officer it was her choice not to stop when he attempted to pull her over for going 20 miles over the speed limit on Phillips Road Monday. She said she was having a very bad day. Instead of arresting her for failing to stop, the officer wrote her a ticket. Tonight, at least one group is calling for more accountability. Jatira Marsh joins us with a closer look at the police footage and what transpired once the DA drove home. Jatira.
Teresa, from what we will see in the video, law enforcement say the situation has turned into a much bigger issue than what it has to be. Monday around 5:30, a Webster police officer says he was attempting to pull over District Attorney Sandra Dorley on Phillips Road. In the body cam footage, Dorley explains why she didn't pull over, and instead she kept going and didn't stop until she pulled into her own garage. Dorley is seen on the phone. She tells the officer she called Webster police chief.
Okay, I'm telling you why I stopped you. You didn't stop at all. Did you not hear my lights or sirens or anything?
No, I didn't actually. I was on the phone.
Okay, well, you're not supposed to be on the phone while you're driving either.
Yes, I am with the hands-free, absolutely.
Okay. Why are you so upset at me? I'm doing my job. You just admitted to me that you were going 55 and a 35 on Phillips Road.
Can you please tell him to leave me alone?
During the back and forth, Dorley insists on speaking to a supervisor.
So why didn't you just stop like you're supposed to?
Because I didn't feel like stopping on Phillips Road at 5:30.
That's not your choice. You know that.
Well, I made it my choice.
Okay, well, now you made it a bigger deal than it needed to be.
It's a really bigger deal. And when people start calling, it's a much bigger deal.
Well, you caused that, Sandra. Well, what do you want us to do? Not do our job because it's you?
No, it's fine. I said, write me a ticket. But I was just saying, I was not going to stop at Phillips Road at 5:30.
Okay, well, you broke another law because of that, right?
So
And you should know better.
So me a traffic ticket.
That's not a traffic ticket. That's an arrestable offense, Sandra.
Instead of arresting Dorley, Webster police write her a ticket.
All right, ma'am. So I'm issuing you speed in zone 55 and a 35.
That's fine. I'll take care of it since I'll be prosecuting myself.
Okay.
Dorley released a statement yesterday on the matter saying, I acknowledged that I was speeding and I accepted the ticket. By 1 p.m. the following day, I pled guilty and sent the ticket to the Webster Town Court because I believe in accepting responsibility for my actions and had no intention of using my position to receive a benefit. Teresa, back to you.
All right, Jatira, thank you. Michael Johnson, the director of the social justice group Save Rochester, says they plan to file formal complaints by Monday. In a release today, he writes, Sandra Dorley's blatant disregard for the law must not go unchecked. I reached Johnson by phone tonight. He said if this had been any other citizen, they would not have been allowed to get away with the behavior she displayed.
You know that story we did just yesterday about that corrupt DA that, well, framed that man, that young man, and sent him to jail for 23 years. This is the same type of DA. I guarantee you that. This person, this lady right here, she just proved that she's above the law. She is flippant about any type of accountability. And so, folks, she's a super bad apple. Here we have breaking news out of Glenwood Springs, Colorado. I know that little town, that little mountain town. My little nephew, baby Joey, is buried in that little mountain town. Glenwood Springs police officer arrested, faces multiple felonies. Editor's note: it is the Post-Independence policy to not name those accused of X crimes, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Glenwood Springs police officer Sean Tatro. Oh, Sean, what did you do? Looks like it's going to be an X crime. He was arrested by the Garfield County Sheriff's Office on a series of charges Thursday, including felony, menacing, sexual assault, and use of a stun gun in the commission of a crime. What? The arrest followed a report by the Silt Police Department regarding a domestic violence incident that took place on Tuesday. Oh, he's going to use his taser on his woman. What? Tatro was serving as a school resource officer. I don't know. Let me take that back. I have no idea. I haven't read this yet. I'm just having fun here. That's me running my mouth like I usually do. Tatro was serving as a school resource officer in Glenwood Springs at the time of the incidents. There's more than one. But is no longer on active duty and has been placed on administrative leave, a city news release states. The initial observation by a Silt police lieutenant depicted Tatro as driving recklessly around a young woman, later identified as his romantic partner, in a manner described as intimidating and aggressive. The incident triggered further investigation revealing a pattern of alleged abuse and misconduct. Tatro, this cop, Tatro, hey man, I'm Tatro, who took a position with the Glenwood Springs Police Department in March 2022 and was assigned as a school resource officer in Glenwood Springs, has since been placed on administrative leave following his arrest. You know, school resource officers go crazy. They literally, well, all cops are already nuts, but as soon as they become SROs, they're like, I'm crazy. It's like the stupidity of the kids rubs off on them or something. I don't know. Or vice versa, whatever. According to the affidavit, the relationship between Tatro and the victim involved numerous incidents of physical and sexual abuse. The affidavit indicates that Tatro supplied the victim, who is under 21, imagine that, with alcohol and marijuana, engaged in violent behavior, including choking and threatening the victim during arguments. In one incident, Tatro is accused of shocking the victim with a stun gun during a confrontation, causing her to fall and injure her leg. Well, he's a keeper, isn't he? Oh, Loverboy. Check out Loverboy. Oh, Lordy. Loverboy is a knucklehead. Oh, the sun's messing up my screen here. Can you see Loverboy good enough? Look at his big old eyes. It's almost like, look at this. Look at the shape of his head. What a goofball knucklehead. Betty Crocker hair, super knucklehead. All right. Whoa. The victim detailed multiple instances of abuse spanning several months, including threats to her life. According to the affidavit, the victim recounts moments where Tatro became physically aggressive, such as slapping the victim across the face, shoving the victim to the ground, and other acts of violence that left the victim bruised and frightened for her safety. The victim also described in the affidavit encounters where Tatro's actions included driving dangerously close to her in his vehicle, heightening her fear of being physically harmed. What a super mega monster. Tatro and the victim met in October at a high school event. Whoa, and their relationship evolved into an encounter primarily in vehicle parking lots. This is okay? Glenwood Springs PD? It was okay until he got caught. The victim expressed that these meetings often involved alcohol and escalated to physical intimacy. Escalated to physical intimacy? What? Which over time became increasingly coercive and abusive, according to the affidavit. The affidavit also mentions that Tatro took advantage of his position as a police officer, intimidating her with his knowledge of law enforcement, tactics, and access to weapons. Ooh. He's like, you know, I could... I'm just a legend. Tatros charged with felony menacing, felony sexual assault, felony contributing to the delinquency of a minor 18 to 21, felony use of a stun gun and commission of crime, felony second-degree assault, misdemeanor harassment, misdemeanor third-degree assault, and misdemeanor reckless endangerment according to the affidavit. And since it's Colorado, he'll be out in 3 years. If the charges are proven to be true, the administrative consequences from the city of the police department will be swift and deliberate. No, the taxpayers are going to swift and deliberately pay millions of dollars is what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen. All right, Glenwood Police Chief Joseph Darris said in the release, these allegations are absolutely contrary. Oh, you guys, this is the most important part of the Bad Apple Report because they mean it. The cops want to speak directly to you, the viewers of the Bad Apple Report, and they say these allegations are absolutely contrary. They go totally against our culture and expectations, and they run counter. Look, the cops are running this way, and the bad expectations are, and the bad things are going that way, to everything we stand for. So let me just tell you, the things they stand for are discovering bad things and taking care of business, right? Well, this stuff was going on in parking lots right out in the open with old you goofball McGee there. Such behavior has no place in the department and our community. Woo! It has no place in the department or our community until we get busted again because we're a bunch of idiots. Look at this. I'm a common idiot. You sure are. And all of you are. Not you. I got carried away. You know, I'm talking about the dirty cops. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for putting up with my animated reading of these knuckleheaded idiots and their foibles. Anyways, we're going to call it a day. We're going to wrap the Bad Apple Report. And I got to get out in the yard. I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. You've made my day. You make my day every day. And you guys have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m.